Welcome to the Lead Every Day show. Our mission is to see a world well led. And our strategy to get there? To empower leaders like you to lead every day. So let's get to work.
What do you do when you've been laboring on the inside and yet somebody from the outside is brought in and given an opportunity? What a great question. Welcome to the Lead Every Day show. It's what we're tackling today here. I'm Randy Gravitt.
I'm Mark Miller.
We've been answering these questions, and this question, this is a fun question. This happens sometimes. Mark, can't wait to talk about this one with you today. Maybe this will be one of those hard conversations like yesterday. We gave you some things that you can do to navigate hard conversations. This may not be what some people want to hear. It'll be fun to go down this road. Let's talk about it.
Sure. Well, I think the actual language in the question that I saw said, in essence, I've been faithfully serving.
Yeah, for a long time.
Okay, so here's my 2 cents worth. Faithful service has nothing to do with who gets the next opportunity.
That's good.
I mean, just get that out of your head.
Yeah, that's good.
It's about competence. It's about skill. It's about aptitude. It's about desire. It's about passion. There are a whole lot of other things that determine who gets the next opportunity.
Yeah. I think one of the things that happens to build on that is if we want the next opportunity, that's got to be communicated. And I think sometimes we don't have an opportunity for that next chance because we've not had the conversation, and maybe we have our eye on something. Just because we see something doesn't mean that who we're answering to. They're trying to do what they think is best for the organization. And if that's an outside person, they're going to go find them. If they, most of the time, I say most of the time, a lot of people have a philosophy, we're going to hire from the inside if we can. Sometimes if they feel like they can't, maybe it goes back even a couple of days ago, we talked about clarity, a lack of clarity up and down. Those are conversations that we need to be having before somebody's hired from the outside. I thought the question as well, it's like, I've been doing what I'm supposed to do and I'm overlooked. You're responsible for your own career.
You're responsible for your own growth and career.
Exactly. So
yeah,
I'm not going to give you a pass on that.
Yeah, now I'm not opposed to faithful service.
It's great.
Get me wrong. I mean, that's great to have loyal people. But I think if you'll ask yourself, I wonder why this person has been given this opportunity, and be as objective as you possibly can and go, oh, well, they've actually done this and I've not done that. And they've done that and I've not done that. Or they have this skill set and I don't have that skill set. Or they have this training and education and I don't have that. I mean, I think pretty quickly, assuming the leaders in your organization have some semblance of competency themselves, they're going to bring in people who are perceived to be able to help the organization go to the next level.
Yeah.
And maybe you have not developed those things. Maybe you've not demonstrated those things. Maybe you just can't do what this person can.
Right. I think we all know there's a high probability our leaders are not thinking, let's bring somebody in from the outside. That'll probably make it worse. I mean, that's not.
Yeah, they're not trying to
mess it up.
depress morale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
But back to your point about people owning their own development, I think one of the questions that everybody should find the answer to is, what are the skills and competencies I need for the next run that our organization is going to make? What are the skills and competencies I'll need in a decade? And those are conversations you need to have with your supervisor.
Yeah.
And maybe your supervisor's supervisor is, talk to me about a decade from now. What markets, what opportunities, what skill sets? And then it's incumbent on you
to own that
and make some decisions. Well,
right.
If you want, right? If you want to.
You've heard people say, dress for the job you want, grow for the job you want. I mean, I think there's a lot in that. I will also remind people that sometimes, and this is not going to maybe be helpful to answer the question, but it helps me when I think back on it. There was a job that I wanted, and I was in I had an opportunity to apply for this job and be interviewed for this job, and hundreds of people had applied for it, which was kind of wild. It got down to 2 people, me and this other guy, and the other guy was chosen. And there were a couple of things, back to what you're talking about, some competencies things and some competency things. And there was one thing that I had that was strong, and there was one thing this guy, and they chose this over this, and that guy got that job. And as I look back on it, I'm so glad he did. I mean, I don't know, again, that this is helpful, but sometimes we get passed over for something. That's not the end of our story. I just want to remind us of that. It would have been disastrous for my career had I been I say it'd been great, but there's so much that has happened that wouldn't have happened had that happened. And I just want to remind people out there who might be struggling with, that next opportunity. Maybe they are owning their role and they're like, I was wanting this promotion and I've been preparing for it. And then they still brought somebody in. I've been faithfully doing what I'm supposed to do, what they asked me to do. I think sometimes it's good to be reminded that what's now is not the end of the deal. I mean, it's, I've got a friend, Shane Duffy, he always says, what's now is always about what's later. And there's a journey going on here. And so it's not, that may not be helpful to anybody, but there might be somebody listening that's going, what am I supposed to do?
Well, you want to take a long view. I think
that's not the end of the story.
You want to take a long view.
Yeah.
I think that's great advice.
It's not the end of your deal. So
and continue to serve faithfully. Again, I think you get
we're
points
all for faithful service
for loyalty.
But if you're in that boat that you're not really owning it and going after it, and you're your own CEO of your own deal, right? I mean, in a sense, your own personal growth and development and preparation. There's things you can control and things you can't. And, and the things that you can't control or what's holding you back, then don't. I wouldn't worry so much about that. I mean, I'd get way more focused in on what I can control.
Yeah,
and do the things I need to do to grow.
And you probably know what I'm going to say next. Your capacity to grow determines your capacity to lead. Can you keep learning? Can you keep growing? And if you can, the sky's the limit.
It really is.
On what you can contribute.
And if your organization is putting a lid on that, then you need a different
At some point, you may need to work in a different organization.
But if you really have not done everything you can and now you're blaming somebody else, give that other person an opportunity to come in. You don't know what they've been through and how they've labored and how they prepared. Somebody in your organization clearly thinks that they're ready for this role, and maybe I'm not. And so I've either got to get better or I've got to
get out.
I got to get out. I mean, at that point. And so
it's good.
That might be kind of hard to hear, but I hope you'll take ownership of your career and say, you know what, I'm going to do what I need to do to get to where I want to go. All right, we're going to come back tomorrow. We got a new question for you tomorrow. We're rolling through these things. A lot of good feedback coming. Hope you'll continue to share with your friends and family. If you need anything from us, go to leadeveryday.com. Got all kind of stuff there to help you grow. A lot of free stuff. If you've not signed up for the newsletter, go check that out. We love to hit your inbox there Monday through Friday with just some things that continue to grow. Just keep sharing, keep coming back. We'll keep trying to help you grow. All right, remember, the best leaders lead every day.